Yo, I'm Elliot. I'm the owner of Elliot Clothing, and you're watching Undiscovered Interview.
So, guys, I'm here today with
Elliot.
First undiscovered interview. Literally, I'm gassed. Literally, I'm gassed to be recording the first episode. Elliot, give us a little background about yourself, your brand, and everything.
Yeah. So, not to take it to a dark place, but I started out as like a little outlet for myself, like through clothing.
Yeah.
Because I used to go to like hospital a lot, so I thought, I've got to make something a bit exciting about this. Like, I can't be all in this like dark place and that. So I started making contemporary clothing out of like the garms that I used to see there, like like hospital wear and stuff. Like, and it looked a little bit dark and that, but I was like, you know what? Let's start spicing this up and that. So I started learning how to make hoodies, shoes, and that. And I was like, I've got to try and like get a bit more of a professional stand on this.
Yeah. So you learned how to actually make it from scratch with patterns and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I had a loose idea, but I was like, I've got to do this in a proper way. Like, someone's got to properly teach me some stuff.
Yeah.
So that's when NUA came in and taught me the ways. And then,
Okay. What did you exactly study? Because obviously there's so many different fashion courses and stuff.
Yeah. So like, I did the original fashion design course. Like, I know there's so many like little things you can do now, like pattern courses and all that, but this like honestly includes everything. Like, I'm now a tailor and everything like that. So
you hit a good like broad range of stuff that you kind of were interested in.
Yeah. I mean, it was blessed, but
For sure.
and I was like, love tailoring. It's honestly like an amazing thing to learn, but I was like, that's not where I'm at. I wanna make hoodies. I wanna make like some cool stuff.
Back to kind of your brand. Did First Aid evolve into Elliot Clothing? And like with Elliot Clothing, what's the kind of brand about? What's the ethos behind the brand?
Yeah. So First Aid was like obviously like a little side brand that I used to have in this like diary.
Yeah.
I guess it kind of just like inspired me to make another brand.
Yeah.
Like, I guess it kind of evolved because that was contemporary, like darkness. This brand that I've got now is like, it's dark, but it's like a new wave of stuff. It's avant-garde, it's anti-fashion, it's, all these things and that, which, like, I want to just spread, like, my life through my clothing and see who responds to that, like, it's almost like not feeling so lonely out there. Do you know what I mean?
No, 100%. I feel like a clothing brand is one of the best kind of ways to really express that outlet within you, if you know what I mean. A lot of people use it to just express like what's on their mind, and obviously you're talking about a dark place. A lot of kind of people who kind of go through that type of stuff, they're kind of in terms of creativity, they kind of make the best stuff creatively, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah,
so
definitely.
I definitely would you call it, understand your story. What's it been like kind of running your brand then, and like what's been like some kind of good moments around your brand?
Good moments is like coming from somewhere so small. Like, I came from like this little village out in Yorkshire to come here, like set it up on Instagram, and then you're getting messages from like Stefflon Don, Ash Nico, the Bloom Twins.
That is crazy.
Like London Fashion Week, Milan Fashion Week, Manchester Fashion Week, and it's like, how is this like? I don't know. I felt so small, and now I'm in like this big
that is
place.
Crazy. How did you go about your life when because when people like that reach out, it's a bit mad. You can lose your head of it, but
I don't know. Like, you got to act humble about this stuff.
Yeah.
You can't be like getting all gassed and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I never even thought I was gonna get that far. So just appreciating what I had, or like what was coming my way.
Yeah.
You kind of got to be humble about it. Like, obviously, I'm not in like a massive place right now, but it's a journey. Like, there's more coming my way. There's more setbacks, but you just got to appreciate every moment in it, like 100%. The time you have.
100%. So obviously you said that Manchester Fashion Week, they reached out to you. Put us through the process, like lay out the process for us. What was it like? The aftermath. What was like the week like? Because I can imagine it was very hectic, but obviously when you finish, it must have been like, it felt good.
Yeah.
Because I saw a few clips on your Instagram about it, and it looked amazing. It was like very good work.
Mate, honestly, it was crazy because like I don't know, like at first I just thought it was a joke email, like I didn't think too much into it, and then they kept on messaging me, and I was like, right, okay, let's see if this is legit, and then they were like, we're gonna start your music, we're gonna start your models, we're gonna start your makeup, like sponsors, you know, people from like Vogue and all that were gonna be there, and I was like, okay, this is getting a bit more like surreal now, like it was mad, and then leading up to it, obviously I was bare stressed, and my pieces are like experimental anyway, like I have to feel something in order to make something as well, so that getting so much pressure onto it was like crazy, you know. And then when I was actually there, it was like surreal because it was in an abandoned train station, which was crazy, and I loved it. But then getting put in that professional environment, like I just felt so like at one with it, so I wasn't even stressed anymore. Like honestly, like just telling the models what to do, how I wanted my vision to be out. It was like second nature or something. You know?
So like, what did it feel like when models are running down the runway like wearing your clothes? I can imagine it's like you're gassed, you're on top of the world. It's like a brilliant feeling.
I would say it's a brilliant feeling, but honestly, you're not even concentrating on your models. Like you want them to do well, but that's their job, innit? Like they've got to do their thing to, you know, express my clothing in a way. Like you're more like clocked on like the people that are viewing your stuff, like how they're responding to that, and like if they have any reaction at all. And
okay,
like,
so I can imagine you were a bit like nervous then.
Yeah, it was jarring, I'm not gonna lie, because some people like they sit there, and I know it's like professional environments, so they're all like
Robots.
they're blank faced, and then I was like, I've done so bad, you know. But then they all come on up after me, and they were like, really love your stuff, like, do you want to be part of, like, we want to put you in this magazine, we want to do everything. I was like, I thought you guys hated me, you know. So
it's
it was
so
crazy
easy to like get in your head
Yeah.
about, you know, when you see people's expressions, like you're overthinking it, but no, that's pretty sick. So what was like the aftermath like for the rest of the day? Like how was you feeling? Like what did you do? How did your friends and family react?
It was yeah. It was interesting. It was like, I don't know, like...
Did you go out or something? Did you ever go out for drinks or something like that? Celebrate?
Yeah, I mean, at that particular time, I was like just... Not in a lonely place, but I just had my girl. It was me and my girl.
Yeah.
And like, we celebrated, and she was on a mad one for me. And honestly, I think that's all I needed. You know, I had my parents there. Loved it. I'm glad they saw it because I wanted to make them proud. But like... Being with my girl, or my ex-girl at the time, it was just, it's nice to just share that experience with just one person at least.
Yeah, no, that's good. I respect that, because obviously you can always go like crazy, loose after that, have a night out, whatever, celebrate. But no, honestly, I respect that. Like, you need to be doing too much all the time sometimes. So, Elliot, what's kind of the influence behind your brand? Like, is there any brands that you kind of look at that's, you know, you'll get influenced by, and what's your creative process producing pieces?
Yeah, I mean, you know, honestly...
Kind of two questions in one.
Yeah, no, it kind of changes all the time. Like, where I came from, like, my very first influence was, like, my mum and dad took me to a Vivienne Westwood show.
Oh, wow.
And honestly, like, obviously ever since then, that was just, like, you've seen these mad dresses, seeing, like, the, you know, the Sex Pistols stuff.
Yeah, to be fair, I can see a lot of the influences.
I see a
bit of the influence in the clothes now that you say it.
Yeah, and then I started like discovering other brands, you know, like Margiela, you know, just people like that were a bit more like experimental. We've got like Anne Muller-Meester.
Yeah.
And like I saw these people, and there was something a bit more about it. It wasn't about like, you know, showing off a label, like chasing after clout, like with French couture stuff. They were just like selling an idea. They were selling you a personality. But like these people were like, you can be your own person. You know what I mean? So
I'm guessing it's like high-end fashion is really kind of something that you were looking at when you started Elliot Clothing. Yeah,
I was definitely looking at high-end fashion, because obviously it was very different from what I was seeing, like, you know, from back home anyway.
Yeah. So do you have like a favorite high-end fashion, or is it just more of a collective of brands?
It's got to be Margiela, innit?
Margiela.
Yeah.
Margiela.
Honestly, he's on his own wavelength, you know. Obviously, if you look at some of our pieces, like, it's heavily influenced by him, and then that's when I was like, I've got to just take my own direction. Like, this guy's inspired me. Like, what's the next generation of this? Because they say, you know, anti-fashion has died out, and he was one of the godfathers. You know? But I'm about to prove that wrong.
That's pretty sick. Now, come on, man. So what's like, back to the question one of the questions I asked, what's your creative process with creating some of the pieces that you do? Like, lay us out from, you know, from initial idea all the way to end production, and then design, producing, everything in between.
Honestly, like it's like very similar to how I started, you know, with First Aid. It was like an outlet. It was like a therapy session almost. But like, I feel like there's so many events in my life, or there's like moments that I want to capture, or like embodying something. So then, that's when I started like putting what I saw on pieces. You know.
Yeah.
Like, I made a hoodie about the oil crisis, when everybody was going through that, and you know, you couldn't even use your car anymore. So then I had made this like white hoodie with like 2 noose like knots, and the sleeves were just dripping in like, well, it's black latex, but it's supposed to look like oil and that.
Yeah.
Or like,
that's pretty sick. That sounds pretty sick.
Yeah, it was pretty gas. And then like one T-shirt is put your cigarette out on me, and I made it with my ex-girlfriend by like putting like actual cigarettes out, just me and her. Like, it was like a little, almost like love letter, like love art piece between us both, and that, and like it's stuff like that. Like, I've got these sunnies that I made from you know, the optician glasses, where it's like 1 or 2, because like my mum's an optician, and like we always used to just like go in there, and I used to see all these like mad stuff, and I was like, this is really, really cool. So you know.
I find it sick how you kind of talk about the process behind the cigarette tea. You know, actually, because with the cigarette tea, you could have gone on the internet and just pasted cigarette teas on a T-shirt, just got that done like that. But you actually having a creative process where you're actually hand in hand producing something. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, that's pretty sick. I feel like more brands should kind of do that, show the kind of process behind what they're actually doing.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, obviously it's a very like almost personal journey, and then it's really nice when people respond to that and they want to wear your stuff. Because like that's a bit of me there. You know? But I feel like brands nowadays are not about that, and like, you know, I respect brands that are very much about the like that they want to make people look good and that. But some people are just chasing after the money, and they're not about the fashion. It's like, you know, really sad to see. And then you see all these people that think they know fashion just because they wear like mad expensive stuff, but like they don't understand that you can literally pair like a really nice tee, like let's say a Prada tee or something, with like an F&F, you know, pinstripe trousers.
100%.
You know.
I even feel like nowadays, obviously you're talking about brands doing it for the money. I think clout and status is another thing. They see a lot of kind of other brand owners, and they're like, I want to have a clothing brand just so I can tell people I have a clothing brand and be known for it, and then the money grab. And it's like, you can tell when a brand is doing that. Like, obviously, sometimes I'll get brands coming to me, and it's like, when I look at their page, I can tell you're doing it for the money grab. I can tell you're doing it for the status. So with you, when I came across your page, shout out to Ashton, by the way, he was one who recommended you. When I came across your page, I could tell there's actually like depth behind your brand. I guess the best way to describe it is like your brand actually has a soul. Like, there's something behind it, there's a story behind it, and there's an actual creative process behind that brand. So I respect that, honestly.
Mate, honestly, like I wasn't even gonna be a clothing brand. Like, I wanted to be like a nutritionist at one point.
Wow, that's crazy.
So it wasn't even really part of what I was gonna be originally. But then I was like, I really responded to it, you know. Yeah,
everything happens for a reason, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
That's a sharp turner from nutritionist to a designer. So we're nearing the end of this interview. My last kind of question was, what does the future of Elliot Clothing hold? Like, what are you looking to do? Where are you looking to go into?
Yeah, it's It's an interesting question. Not gonna lie, it's a big question.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, recently I've made a new collection that hasn't obviously been released yet. It's called Toothpaste.
Yeah.
But all the pieces in there are just on the new sort of trend that I'm seeing. I'm seeing a gap in the market. You know, German techno. That's where I'm at.
Wow.
I'm at this like.
What made you? How do you think of that? Like, what made you spot that trend?
It's well, I'm heavily into techno, like German techno. Like, honestly, love it.
You have German
like,
roots?
No, I have Icelandic roots.
Oh, okay.
Not German, no.
Yeah. I was raised in Germany. That's why.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
That's
legit.
mad. But yeah, it's when I go to techno events,
Yeah.
I'm like, want to make a mad fit, you know.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing out there. There's
Yeah.
literally like no brand really like doing this sort of like high end, like, you know, this high end clothing for, you know, going out.
Yeah.
Almost like you have every occasion, apart from techno.
Yeah.
And like I know, Balenciaga is on that sort of, you know,
Right.
that wavelength, and I know his boyfriend is a German techno DJ called Friend.
Yeah.
Good stuff, but like,
Yeah.
you know, that's Balenciaga.
We'll get onto that later.
Yeah, we'll get on that in a
onto
second,
later.
but yeah. So we're just with my brand. It's going to be experimental. It's obviously going to include, as I said before, like a lot more of my own personal stuff, but like with a twist.
It's going to be very interesting to see how you kind of incorporate that kind of vibe into your clothes. I'm going to definitely keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in terms of the future, is there like anything else we can expect? Anything else we can look into?
We're going to be not controversial, but we're going to be a bit outlandish. You know.
Yeah.
You know, I wanna bring the rebirth of AntiFashion back.
Yeah.
You know, I was saying earlier that Rick Owens was apparently the last of AntiFashion.
Yeah.
I don't believe it. You
Yeah.
know, I'm
Elliot
here
Clo,
to
man.
prove that wrong. You know.
So what's anti-fashion to you? Like, describe what you like, because some people watching, they may not know what you mean by anti-fashion. So describe kind of what anti-fashion means to you. What does it exactly mean?
So like the exact history or the exact definition is going against the grain. It was originally to fight
Rebellion.
against French couture. This like how we're doing right now is like getting rid of the price tag and concentrating on style.
Yeah.
But I mean, anti-fashion to me is it's like theatre, you know.
Yeah.
I know some like fashion shows are very serious and whatever.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
This is like this feeling, this emotion, and you know how you're saying that my brand's got a soul. That's what I'm trying to envision. It should be. You should enjoy coming to the show. You shouldn't go there expecting to just buy something and then that's it. Then you've got a bit of clout for a week. You know.
Yeah.
You go there to enjoy yourself. You go there to experience an emotion, and that's what it's about. Obviously, it's about just going against the norms. But
I understand fully what you mean. I feel like within fashion, right, there's a lot of kind of, I guess, this subconscious way of I have to act this way. I have to kind of act like an adult. It's like people are too kind of serious, too strict. There's not a lot of kind of like looseness, personality, kind of soul. It's all like kind of snobby, like, oh, we all have to act this way, otherwise we're not going to be accepted. And that's one part of fashion I guess I don't like. I'm not really into that type of fashion anyway.
Yeah.
But
that's like that's the best of it. You know,
Yeah.
you don't have to be like, because this is what I'm saying. I'm saying the bigger brands are like, they're controlling what you're wearing basically.
Yeah, exactly.
They're saying this is what you have to wear.
This is what you have to wear.
And
This is what's
you know,
cool.
these people that you think are like fashionable are not.
Yeah.
Like, just because you put on like Batman's costume
Yeah.
doesn't make you Batman.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
this anti-fashion movement is about, this is me. This can be a part of you
Yeah.
if you want, but if you don't, it's calm. Long if you enjoyed yourself, long if
Yeah.
you took something away from it, if you're inspired to just be yourself.
Yeah.
Because I feel like not many people are, and you know,
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
a person like that for a while, and then you know, I really started to discover myself, really started to discover my style, and at that point I felt free. I really didn't care what anybody thought of me, no matter how else outlandish my outfit was. I didn't care, you know.
See, I can relate to that story a lot. I feel like when you're kind of this age, you know, teens, young, you know, early 20s, there's so many people who are kind of dressing for validation, for acceptance, dressing just for the tag, and you can tell.
Yeah.
All those people, you can tell. So when I see people who, you know, kind of put personality into their clothing, and you can, it's very easy to tell who's dressing for whatever reason. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, honestly, I respect that. I'll be looking to see Elliot clothing huge, going against the grain, man.
Yeah,
Legit.
let's hope.
Legit. So that's all the kind of questions I really wanted to cover. Now we're gonna go a bit off topic with quick fire questions. So obviously I see that you're wearing Cortez. What's your kind of opinions on Cortez and the brand as a whole?
I love it. Honestly, I do. And like, you know, originally you just saw bare roadmen wearing it, and I was a bit like, it's a shame because it actually looks fucking great, you know.
Yeah.
But then I was like, when I saw some other people wearing like the cargos with like just a plain tee and like just wearing some like, I don't know, like Jordans or Converses with it, and I was like, I rate it so much, you know.
It's very versatile in the way you can style it.
Yeah.
It's very, I feel like because the pieces, they're not too, in terms of design, they're not too crazy. It's very kind of simple pieces, so it's very easy to style it with this, like whatever you kind of want. So, yeah.
Mate, honestly, it's I feel like sometimes like brands can get very stuck in like a category, or a certain type of person can wear it, but it's false. You know, like anybody can wear it. I'm like, I'm not downgrading roadmen. Yeah. Like, I love the fits that some of them wear, innit? But
I feel like that's part of Clint's vision as well. He wants
definitely.
everyone to wear it. I don't think he wants only one category of people to wear Cortez. I think he's for everyone. Like, he wants to see as many people in Cortez, and I feel like a lot of his audience thought it was more of a exclusive thing. Like only these type of people can wear it. Like, it's very niche, but I feel like he has a huge, wide vision, and it's like, everyone wear this, style it how you want.
Yeah, honestly, I believe that. I'm not gonna lie. Like, these are like bench jeans right now. Yeah. And like,
now I like the way you started the Cortez. I can't lie.
Thank you.
Yeah, I need to pick up some more pieces. The recent drop though, it's looking good. It's not even out yet, but it's looking good. I think that's their best drop in a while.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. And like, even with the, like, did you see the slow tie T-shirt? Yeah. Some good stuff.
Yeah. I didn't expect that collaboration.
No, I know.
I did not expect that collaboration. In terms of the Nike 95, what did you think about that?
Yeah, of course. So what we're saying, Nike 95?
Yeah, the 95s. Are you a fan? Not a fan?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't actually know.
So Elliot, we got the Cortez 95s here. Wanted to get your opinion on it. First of all, I feel like the box is crazy. Yeah. Like the whole kind of paper and all that stuff is mad, but obviously you're wearing Cortez, so what's your kind of opinion on it? Walk us through it.
Yeah, I actually mess with these hard. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not being a big fan of 95s before. Yeah. Because like, it's not really my vibe. You know, you look at me, I'm more into like Red Wing or like Converse and that. But you know, this really tampers with the whole like Gorp core at the moment. Yeah. Like the sort of like hiking stuff. Yeah. With the little toggles.
I feel like you can style it like that well as well. I've seen a couple outfits.
I'm loving the camo inside and everything. Like, this is something I could wear personally. Yeah. And like, you know, with
100%.
Some pair of baggy jeans or something.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I'm like you as well. Originally, I was never really into 95s, but this shoe got me to 95s. Yeah. And I think another thing is that they look much better in person. Like, the pictures obviously were good, but this looks better in person. Yeah, in my opinion. The detail and the quality is literally nuts. Yeah. Large up Cortez, man. Legit. Back to Balenciaga, we're just gonna finish that off. Yeah. Obviously, you've seen all the controversy. What's your kind of opinions? Are they cancelled? Are you still supporting them? What's your headspace around it?
obviously I was a massive fan. You know, from Vetements to Balenciaga. The style is basically what inspired me as well. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they're abusing their power now.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. That most recent event with the little bondage bear.
Yeah.
That was some mad stuff. Like,
Crazy.
you know.
I was very, very surprised because I think there was a little bit of a sheet and it said something about, you know, pedophilia, and I was like,
Yeah.
that's a bit crazy. I don't know how as an age, because obviously they hired an agency.
Mm.
I don't know how as an agency you put that forward to a massive fashion brand and how that got through. It's actually crazy.
I get that they're trying to be experimental and mess with the borders of limitation, but you know, I've got a daughter. I want her being exposed to you know, anything quite like that until you know she can make her own decisions of what her style's like, and it's like don't force your like little one to mess with something that's a very mature thing. Like, you know, even with my fashion, it's very like explicit almost. It's not for just anybody. It's like for a direct audience. So yeah, I wouldn't say I really mess what they did recently, but you know, seems like
they're always up to something.
Yeah.
Always up to something.
I mean, everybody's making a comeback nowadays, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, let's see if they can prove themselves. You know, but we'll see.
Yeah. Cool. So last kind of quick fire question: your likes and your dislikes in fashion.
Yeah.
Like, what do you like about fashion? What do you dislike? Anything that's going on right now, or just in fashion in general?
You know, I'll keep bringing it back. I don't mess with the brands that sell a price tag.
Yeah.
You know, I feel I'm not gonna name them. I'm not gonna call them out for it.
Let's not start no beef.
No. I mean, I can't end my career before it started. But like, that is what my brand's about, innit? Like, it's about not being a price tag. But you know, I'd say the brands that I mess
Dislikes
with.
can be even trends. Maybe there's a trend that you don't like seeing. Maybe a trend that we need to kind of get rid of. Or maybe a trend that you do like. What brands do you like? What's going on that you do like?
The trends. Obviously, trends a bad word. You shouldn't be into trends. However,
Yeah, true, definitely.
the one that's been popping up recently, innit, the Astro Boy shoes.
The big red boot.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on them? I personally like them.
Yeah.
I think they're actually hard. But
I you know what? Like, I'm not normally a fan on trends. I'm not normally one on that. But you know what? I rate it.
Yeah.
You know, people are starting to do what I've always thought people should do is, you know, really test what you can actually wear outside. What mess with people's minds a bit.
Takes away like the seriousness of fashion. Is what we were saying earlier. Yeah, I genuinely like them. I like the way that Shy styled them as well.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I just, you know, it shouldn't always be practical. Like, you know, everybody is too serious nowadays. Yeah. And like, you should be fun with your fashion, and you know, if you mess with it, then you mess with it. Like, as long as you style it well, I'm not gonna lie. You can't pair a summer dress with this red boot, but you know.
It would be mad to see though.
Yeah, it would be pretty fucking mad.
So, any brand that you're looking forward to seeing like this year? Like, is there any brand that you're kind of keeping your eyes on for sure like this year?
Yeah.
Like what brand?
I'd say Jacques Mus.
Jacques Mus.
Yeah, he's honestly, I've been following his work for long. Like, he did his stuff with Nike, which was honestly one of the best things that I've seen personally, because it brings this sort of like this beauty to such a sport brand that, you know, you haven't seen before. Yeah. And like, he's making mad moves. Yeah. And you know, he keeps getting bigger and bigger if that is possible. Yeah. But I'm loving to see that. You know, it was almost like he came from a couture background and then has introduced streetwear to it and really just messed up the pot. Like, there's no divide anymore. There's no divide between couture, streetwear, you know, formal wear or anything. Like, he's just really mixed up, and like, he's one of my favorite guys for it.
That's sick, man. That's sick. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. But anyway, Elliot, thank you so much for coming on. That's all the questions I had. Legit, man. It's been a pleasure having you. I think we did well.
Yeah, man.
First undiscovered interview done.